our coaching staff asked Larry, how do you want to play? You want to? Because sometimes we play 5 quarters. He's like, go, coach, do whatever you want. Don't play zone, just man to man. Our coaching staff was like, okay, that's what we're gonna play.
So when y'all play this, we y'all play zone.
We play zone. We play.
Welcome back to the OGs. This is a Playmaker original presented by DraftKings, and we got ourselves a doozy today, UD.
Oh, yes.
Instead of saying or doing anything, we're just going to show you who we got on
Got a
stage.
jack of all trades.
Yeah? Let me hear it now.
Man got his own theme music.
He got his own theme music.
That's crazy.
Look at this.
We ain't never had nobody with their own theme music.
All right, cut it. I can listen to it all day long. Cut it. Needless to say, we got Karl Arroyo in the building.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man.
House.
Appreciate it,
Hey, I
man.
tell you what, that's elite though, man, for real.
that's
We all
dope.
knew you could hoop because you're our teammate. We didn't know you was out there doing that in the off season though.
I've always loved music, man. I'm very passionate about it, and coming from my culture, it's all about music, sports, and entertainment. And I enjoy doing all that stuff, man.
I mean, it's one thing to love it. I love music, but it's another thing to actually have
have the courage
guts.
to do it, right?
Yeah, to jump out there
I mean-
and take a leap of faith. Because I jumped in the studio with Ross and I bombed.
Yeah.
That shit ain't never coming out. That shit ain't never coming out. I bombed.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
easy
I
when
mean,
you get behind
I
the
love it,
microphone.
man. I'm passionate. I mean, since I was a kid. I mean, high school, you're with your boys, recording and writing music and stuff. But I enjoyed it, bro. I enjoyed it.
So how involved were you actually in that? We talk about offset a little bit. You were
Bro, a
really
lot.
involved, right?
A lot, bro. A lot. Like, hours of, and hours of studio time and just connecting with producers, trying out different people, production, making sure the collabs, work. The timing of the artists that you collabing with, that's the most important thing, and making sure you can, align with their schedule too. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. So
And you wrote all your stuff, correct? You wrote
a lot of my
all
stuff,
your
I wrote a lot of my stuff. As I started doing it, I felt more and more comfortable, and I was just trying to make sure that I was aligned with what was out there, at the time. I don't want to write and my shit sound like, a 1980s or something. But it was dope. It was dope. I got into it and, started writing my stuff. And, I had people that helped me for sure. But
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So growing up in Puerto Rico, basketball was the first love or was the music?
no, basketball was the first love. I mean, I played baseball when I was a youngin', but because my parents, they forced me to play baseball. But I played basketball all my life since I was a kid. Music always was around, athletes and stuff, and since I was a baby. But basketball, it was what I was passionate about for sure.
So, obviously, I want to backpedal a little bit because the opportunities that came after this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I want to make sure we touch on that because that's dope.
Yeah,
Once
yeah,
again, as athletes, it's easy to get out there on the basketball court and play basketball. It's a whole nother thing when somebody say action.
Yeah.
You got to recite lines. And you were sitting there next to Zac Efron and Russell Crowe and some of these great guys. Talk about, obviously, the opportunities that came after this and the things that you were able to do because
it's funny because you mentioned having the courage to getting in front of the camera and doing all this stuff and just not only rapping or acting like you're rapping, but then dancing and doing all that stuff. And then going home and having to deal with your kids telling you, what the hell are you doing? And your wife telling you, what are these girls shaking the ass, camera, and me getting in trouble with all that stuff. But also, seeing the opportunities that came after me doing all this stuff, it opened the doors for me to, work with different brands. And, I got offered a part for a movie, like you mentioned, with Zac Efron and all these guys, Russell Crowe, directed it by Peter Farrelly, which is, he's a director, did, something about Mary, Dumb and Dumber, like
great movie.
Yeah, I spoke with him, personally, and it was like, what did you see in me? You know what I'm saying? And he told me, you know, I saw the music videos. That's all I needed to see. I was like, really? So, you know, having the courage to do something like that, you never know if it's going to open the doors for you to, you know, have the opportunity to work with brands or even make a movie. So.
And it's called the longest beer run ever, right?
Longest beer run.
You got the courage to write a country song?
Hell yeah.
You like country music, right?
Man, do I?
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead, do it, man.
Man, all right. I'll put a video next time.
You're going to have to deal with your kids.
If you write one, I'm going to write one.
Well,
I'm Shabuzi Jr.
He the junior of Shabuzi.
I'm Shabuzi Jr.
Yeah, man. You can't be afraid, man. You
No,
gotta do it.
never be afraid, coach. So played at FIU. Who coached you at FIU? You did?
Hey, legendary. Hold on.
man.
How Shake came and got you from Puerto Rico? Did he come with a bag of money?
Nah, man.
How Shake came and got you from Puerto Rico?
Nah,
the legendary
I
gangster.
wish. I wish.
OG Shaky
wish, man.
Rodriguez.
Rest in peace, Shaky, man. Rest in
Yes, in peace.
Shaky.
R.I.P.
But,
Great one.
yeah. He sent his mob. He sent his mob to Puerto Rico, you know.
That's how they do.
Shaky sent his mom to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, man. He sent his Cuban mob, man.
That's the longest beer run ever.
So how did it go? Because obviously, just backtrack, playing ball in Puerto Rico growing up. Like, how was that? I mean, obviously, I traveled over there a couple times to visit, but outside, is it courts? Was it struggle to find good pickup games? Was it struggle to find good courts to play at? Like,
Absolutely. I mean, it's not like here. I remember back then, no internet. You know, a scout wanted to see you. He had to fly to Puerto Rico and go and rent a car and go and get in the, you know, in the trenches and go find you and you know, they're playing somewhere. It's not like nowadays, and in Puerto Rico, we didn't have great facilities like that, you know what I'm saying? So it was either you heard about someone and you go meet their family and talk to them and, you know, maybe you can catch, you know, one of those club teams that I was playing for. But, you know, it was easy. I mean, Puerto Rico's a 2-flight hour, you know, 2-hour flight to Puerto Rico and Miami. And I loved it, you know, when he presented everything to me, it made sense to me, you know, coming to a place where, you know, the language barrier wasn't going to be, you know, difficult for me. And I was close to home. My family could come and visit anytime they wanted to. It was a small program that was, you know, growing with him and his vision. And I loved it. And I was going to play from the beginning, you know what I'm saying? So at that time, all you want to do is, you know, go find a situation where you're going to be comfortable and you're going to be able to play. Yeah. So, you know, I thank him a lot. Those were my beginnings, you know, of everything that I accomplished.
Now, I know you being humble, but I know I played high school ball with somebody that know you, Antonio Latimer. You being humble, but you the man back home. You being a little humble, but Los is the man back home in Puerto Rico. He's being humble right now, and I appreciate his humility, guys. You can learn something. But he the man back home.
Well, I already knew because when we played in Miami, he had all the sauce, and the place went crazy.
Oh, he do it big now. He do it big. Where did you get the flash from, the way you play the game of basketball? Because like you said, back then, they didn't have the internet. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you was watching much NBA, but where you get the flash, the style?
No.
Like, where
my dad.
Hold up, before you answer that, though, there was a rumor that I heard today that they say you play 47 minutes for the team and 1 minute for the crowd, for the fans.
No, that was Kirilenko. That was Kirilenko. That was Kirilenko.
Oh, I said, damn, Los.
I said, oh, gosh, damn.
That's gangster. I wish I knew that. I should have said that when I played.
No, that was Kirilenko told that to Jerry Sloan.
All right, well, we're going to touch on that, but I want to hear about this stuff, though.
Damn, you cut me off. What was he saying?
He was talking about where'd you get the sauce
where
from?
you get the sauce, the style, the flash.
Man, my father was a big fan of the Pistons growing up, and we used to watch the games. I used to watch Magic and, you know, Isaiah, you know, growing up. So I was glued to the TV when, you know, growing up, watching those teams play in Puerto Rico. You know, it's funny, when I first got to the league, when I was in Toronto, my first year was Toronto, I got in the game, like, you know, garbage time, whatever. And I remember playing against Bonzi Wells. And
he wiggles.
Yeah, and I was at half court. We were shooting the free throw, and I had some runs that I was doing, you know, between the legs. I had some, you know, look away passes, something like that. And he got close to me. He's like, "Hey, where you from, young fella?" I said, "I'm from Puerto Rico." He said, "You got that salsa in your game." I was like, and I'm never gonna forget it. I was like, "Damn, I got salsa in my game," you know. And, but I guess I play with that kind of rhythm, you know. I love, you know, passing the ball. I enjoy like the look away and just to better my teammates. I enjoy that, you know what I'm saying, more than scoring. And growing up, I was always like, you know, try to do the flashy passes and things like that. I remember when I got to Detroit Larry Brown, he was trying to, kind of like take that away from my game, make the solid play. You don't have to make the, make the hockey assist. I learned the hockey assist when I was here in Miami with Coach, what was that
Shake.
name? No, assistant coach here.
Oh, assistant at FIU?
No, Miami. I forgot. Damn, I forgot.
Was it Keith Askins? Was it Dan? Dave? Dan?
He does TV. I forget
Ron
his name.
Rothstein?
Yes, Rothstein. I'm sorry, Rothstein. I forgot his name. But I remember I learned the hockey assist, that term with him.
Yes, he did use that term.
He used to be like, the hockey assist. You not necessarily have to make that dime, just make the hockey assist. But I enjoy passing. I enjoy just playing the flashy way, since I was a kid. My dad used to hate it. He used to hate it.
I was just going to ask you, were you ever discouraged by, I know you said Larry Brown said make the easy pass, but was there ever a coach that tried to break that and tried to discourage that, that style of play?
And now, that I see the game from a different perspective, right? You want guys to play the right way. You know what I'm saying? I think playing too careless at times, it can cost you games and possessions and things like that. But you don't see that until you're on the other side. But and coaches try to make you play a certain way. Play solid. Protect, take care of the ball, and run the team. And but I love passing the ball. And when we were in Utah, I remember that you guys remember Kirilenko. He was extremely careless with the ball. He loved passing. Yeah. And I remember in the locker room after one game, coach told him, Andre, I'm getting tired of your, turnovers, just being too careless with the ball. And he told him, Coach, I played 47 minutes for you. I played 1 for the fans. So
that's some gangster.
Well, he a legend in y'all book for that quote, but he a legend in my book because the boy get the hall pass. The boy's a legend.
Oh,
I'm not saying I want one. I'm just saying that's a legendary. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, make sure you clarify.
I ain't saying I want one. I'm just saying that's some legendary out here in these streets.
I'm glad you touched that. We don't want to talk about AK too much on here, but was that talked about in the locker room at all?
Yeah, he used to be open about it.
I know it was all, but like, what
you think you think he ain't bragging?
You guys, he don't care.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Nah, he would talk to us about how to go about it, how to have that conversation with your wife.
I see.
This is what you do.
Now,
you sit your
now
wife
you gonna get
down.
Somebody busting the head. Now you gonna get somebody busting the head.
Hey, you thought that video got you in trouble?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you had a nice little stitch right here.
No, but Andre was open about it. Russian, European.
Yeah.
He was cool. I mean,
that's a beautiful thing. To each his own.
We've got another exciting week of hoops coming up, and I've got the perfect way to get you even closer to the action on the court. Right now, all new DraftKings customers who bet just $5 will get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up using my promo code OGs. The crown is yours. That's right. New customers get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins after betting just $5. And don't forget to stay in on the action and use your $150 in bonus bets on DraftKings same game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. If sports betting is not available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code OGs and bet just $5 on any wager and get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's promo code OGs only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
All right, y'all. The holiday season is upon us. Time for family, food, and let's be honest, a little extra chaos. But while we all out there making memories, let's keep it safe. Hopefully the most damage that's done is to your waistline with too much pie. But if things don't go as planned, like a holiday mishap that leaves you seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. And that's why Morgan & Morgan has your back. We hope you don't need them, but if you ever do, they're the guys that fight for the people. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 1,000 lawyers. With over $20 billion recovered for over 500,000 clients, Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is so easy that it only takes 8 clicks or less. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/DOGs or dial #law from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/DOGs or #529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement.
But that's crazy because you really got your first real stint in Utah, right?
Yeah.
That the man undrafted.
No,
You wouldn't know what that feels like.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'll let you guys
that.
handle this conversation. I'll be
Bye.
back.
Bye. He wouldn't know what that feels like.
He
How
was
was
what
that?
pick? He was what pick?
Mike, what you was a 5th pick?
That's right.
Yeah, I knew what pick he was because I used to spend all my time in Orlando. When Mike got drafted, we got drafted, goddammit.
Have we done talking about being undrafted?
No, we ain't done talking about how was that though, being undrafted and going through the undrafted process. I know what my process was like. Well, how was your undrafted process?
I mean, to be honest with you, I thought I was gonna get picked by Miami or Indiana, 2nd round. I just wanted to get picked. My dream was to get picked. You know, hear my name called, and that would have been great for not only myself, but back home, the people in PR, and for me to set the bar for the next generation and things like that. I always thought like that, But, I was disappointed, but I mean, you deal with it, and then you find a situation where it fit you, you know. But I mean, it made me who I am today, I guess. I pushed myself, and I've always been kind of like the underdog on this side of the world, In the league, I've always felt like that. Even when I had my contract, I've always felt like I had to improve myself every day. Yeah. I never felt secure. It was different. When I played FIBA, I felt more comfortable. Playing for your country is different, but I felt like I could play my game, and I didn't have to worry about decision making or how to approach the game and things like that. I saw it more as a business. So, it helped my game. It helped me, and I got better. I saw, just playing FIBA and then going to NBA format every year. It allowed me to grow and see the game differently. And I appreciate every aspect of my career and everything I went through. You know what I'm saying? So now I can see it like that. When I was involved and I was in the middle of everything, I was frustrated. And you try to deal with it and you move forward and look, look forward to different situations and opportunities.
But don't get it wrong at home, people. It was a healthy frustration because I had the same frustration, but it's a healthy frustration that drives you to push yourself to another level. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? There's 2 ways you can look at that. And it's very emotional because although you're disappointed, your agent on the phone with you right now telling you the opportunities and the camps and the teams that you might have a chance to make these teams. So you really don't have much time to feel sorry for yourself in that process.
You told how much time you give yourself, UD?
I gave myself 48 hours, man. I had a box of Black & Milds and a bottle of Hennessy. Got that shit up out my system. I had my 2-day pity party. It was time to go to work. Yeah, it was time to go to work, bro. What I'm gonna do next? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
absolutely. I went to college for basketball. I'm saying, of course, I'm gonna take classes, and I would love to get my degree. But you know how many people I know now got their degree working at the mall? That makes no sense to me. Great students sitting next to me. I wanted to cheat off their paper, and I see them working at the mall. I'm like, how the you know what I'm saying? So once I learned how the world worked, I was about to go back to school, and they tricked me into thinking I need my degree, and I learned how the world worked, and I was like,
No, that's real. That's real.
Yeah, because you're going to get a job to the son of the person who you grew up with. You're not going to give it to me no matter how qualified I am. I see how y'all operate out here. I'm not dealing with that shit. So I changed my mind about going back to school. But guess what? A lot of people that work for me got degrees. Put great people around you. I'm smart enough to know that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had all my eggs in one basket, and that was basketball. I came to the States with, one thing in mind, and that was to make it to the NBA. So if I failed, then what's plan B? We'll regroup.
Yeah. Coming to the States, we didn't even talk about that. You came to the States. You went to Georgia. Where'd you high school basketball somewhere?
High school, yeah. I went to high school in Georgia, a small town in Georgia.
Georgia, like Georgia?
Yeah, Georgia.
From Puerto Rico to Georgia?
Puerto Rico to Georgia. There was
How the hell was that?
Yeah. Back then, there was a coach that coached in Puerto Rico in the pro league, and my father had built a great relationship with him, and he knew some people in Georgia, a family that could bring me in as an exchange student, and I could, potentially play there. That's what I did. I'm a twin brother. I don't know if you know I'm a twin brother.
Oh, no. I didn't know
and
that's who was in the video, huh?
No, my brother.
That's what he should have said was in the video. His wife
exactly
would whip his ass. That was my twin. That wasn't me. I wasn't even there.
And so, we went to visit that school in the summer to see, because I told my dad, I was like, I want to leave Puerto Rico. Like, if I stay here, nobody's gonna see me. So I wanted to play college and stuff. You know, like I told you, there was no internet or nothing.
Believe me, we grew up at the same time. We understand it. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I told my dad, I want to leave. I'll go anywhere. So he found this place. We went to visit. It was a small like town. There was nothing to do, and I was like, I'm staying. My brother said, no, I'm coming back. I don't like it, whatever. So I stayed over there. I stayed with the family. You know, to this day, I call them mom and dad. The people that I stay in contact with them, and they were kind enough to open the doors for me and started playing, struggling with schoolwork. You know, because English was it's not my first language. You know, so
Listen,
I
English is my first language, and I struggle with schoolwork too. It's okay because I still feel bad. This can lie all he want, but I know him too. Listen, if me and you struggle, he was damn near. That's all I'm gonna say. It was clear he was there for basketball. I'd be on my way to class and this shooting. I'm like, okay, you just not don't even try.
Yeah.
He had a one and done plan.
Mike, you had a good like that.
He had a one and done plan. He followed his to the T.
We don't believe in Plan B's, though, right? You said the same thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna do.
I guarantee he spent more time in the gym than he did in class. I don't know who charts this. I don't know who charts this, but I guarantee he spent more time in the gym than he did in the classroom. I promise you. Now, me on the other hand, I don't know why I was in class because I just never.
Hey,
really
we've said this story on here before when we had Coach Donovan, but it's good to recap because we're talking about it right now. This here, man, we get called in the office. We're both at Florida at the same time. Coach Donovan calls us in the office, and it's like probably 3 weeks before the season's about to start. 2 weeks, baby.
Yeah.
So we thought we were bringing, we're big dogs, with big freshmen on campus, like we were about to take the shit over. We had no idea what was going on, right? So we get called in. And Coach Diamond goes right in and goes, "The f are y'all doing?" I looked at UD and said, "What? I'm over here grinding."
I was like, I ain't do nothing.
He goes,
not that I know of.
He goes, the season started today. I can't play neither of you two. He goes, "You got an F, an F, an F, a D, and an F." I was like, "Damn, I got a D."
Yo,
you had no idea.
No.
Oh, listen, why not? Because I was up to that point trying to be a good old boy and do
he
my
was
work.
actually working.
I was actually working. After that meeting, I knew I had to start cheating. I was like, yeah, that. I tried. It didn't work. Now we in survival mode. We got to do what we got to do. Yeah. So that shit was, what? First of all, you know what they f you up is when they tell you to show your work. Wait a minute. So I need the front. I need the front of this whole paper just to give you this one answer at the bottom.
Show your
work.
I
ain't. Nah, I'm okay. I'm cool. No worries. I'll figure it out. Thank you, sir.
Nah, we all need help.
I will figure it out.
We all needed help, man, when it came to schoolwork, bro.
But I want to go back to your stuff though. So Utah.
Yeah.
And like Bonzi said, you had that salsa in your game.
Yeah.
Playing with Jerry Sloan and then John Stockton.
Yo, that's
like the most
crazy.
Non-salsa players ever. Talk about like what the learning curve there with that and how you because I don't care who you are as a basketball player. I've seen it with Jay Will. I've seen when coaches try to it screws up you mentally and it's like that's not how you play. You're
wearing Utah Jazz shorts like back in the day. You had the little shorts on.
I mean, we didn't use shorts, but John did. John for sure did. I mean, you know who you playing for. So I wasn't trying, and then it was a great opportunity for me. So I wasn't trying to go out there and messing it up right away. I was trying to gain some groundwork and gain the coach's respect before I can make a behind the back pass. So, but and then John was great, but John wasn't the type of guy that would take the rookies and come here, let me teach you how to play pick and roll and things like that. Like that was never my relationship with John, but I learned a lot from watching him. You know what I'm saying? His approach to the game and his decision making and things like that. And he was always to himself. If we were in the locker room like joking around before the game, he would get up and leave. He was always stretching. He would get up and leave. Karl was different. I had a great relationship with Karl to this day.
The mailman.
Yeah, and then I had Mark Jackson too. It was John and Mark Jackson, like 1 and 2 assists. Leaders in the history of the game. So my first year it was like a learning process, just watching them. You know what I'm saying? And then I had Jerry on top of that. So, and then my second year, that's when I played. That's when I started.
I mean, if you could map that out, coming in as a rookie, being on John Stockton and Mark Jackson as your point guard, like that is crazy. Man. But I know when you had the chance in practice, you tried to go at it.
Yeah, man, I had to, and they would get mad at me because in shoot-arounds, we would tape in shoot-arounds, and then I would go hard. I'm trying to, we don't practice. We
Undrafted.
got
You ain't
OGs
got
on the
time.
team.
Yeah.
You hardly practice. So you every chance I got, I had to show that I'm hungry to earn minutes. And they would get mad at me. Why are you going so hard? But it is what it is, I went through that there, and then I had another situation like that in Detroit where we didn't practice. We had OGs too, and guys were tired playing a lot of minutes, and the only chance I got was, to go at them in practice, the times we practice. But you got to stay ready somehow. You got to stay ready somehow. I don't know how it is in today's NBA, but I mean, like UD was saying something like that. You play 3-on-3s after practice, and you just stay in shape. But there's guys that don't do that. They didn't want it. Like JJ Redick when he was a rookie in Orlando with us. Mm-hmm. We tried to get him to play 3-on-3s and 1s and 2s, and he wasn't. He was like, no, I don't do that. I just I do other things. So, but I love playing. Mm-hmm. The year I signed with Miami, I came back from Europe, and I was a free agent that summer, looking for a team. I was in Sunnyland Park in Pinecrest, by where I live, playing pickup. We were playing 3-on-3. It was like 10:30, 11 at night. And I was playing some people there. And my phone rings, so I stop the game. I go get my phone, and it was Pat.
Wow.
Pat Riley called me. And I was playing 3-on-3 in the park with some random dudes.
Where at?
In Sunnyland Park, by where I live. And he's like, we're going to pick you up at 6 a.m. to take you to do your physical things, and this and that. And I was like, damn, that's how, sometimes it's not being at a workout for teams or at a certain, place that NBA guys might think, I'm going to be seen here, this is the place to be. Sometimes, for me, it happened like that,
Pat got eyes everywhere. Mm-hmm. Pat got eyes everywhere.
He does got eyes everywhere.
All over Miami.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, you talked about FIBA earlier. We had Amari Stoudemire here. You on the 04 team that played those guys?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
You talked your too, Los. He talked his shit. I remember. He talked his shit. We gotta pull that clip.
I tell you because D-Wade was talking. He was following the shit out of me. They always talking shit to me. But I was quiet. You see the whole game. I was quiet. I'm not the one to talk shit unless you talk to me.
After that game, you talked your shit.
I don't remember when. I
remember you talking some shit.
I promise you, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me.
We're gonna look
and especially with those guys. Those guys were like, AI was cool. Marbury was cool. And they were embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what that is, Los?
I don't know.
What this is? What you doing right here? That seemed like the start of some shit talking.
No.
That seemed like you getting ready. That seemed like you getting ready to say.
Nah, that's pride.
Puerto Rico.
That's pride. That's not shit talking. That's pride, bro.
What's that start of?
He about to crank up. But you had a hell of a game that game as well.
Thank you, man.
You had a hell of a game that game.
I was very fortunate.
They're not better than big old baggy ass jerseys and shorts.
Mid-range pull up. That was your shit right there.
Oh yeah.
That's
Why they
right
don't shoot mid-range in today's game? Everything is a 3 or.
Or dunk. They want paint points or they want threes. And they feel like paint points translate into threes because once you get in the paint a couple times, you're going to suck everybody in and you got to start spraying.
But not everyone can shoot threes, though. You dig?
Everybody think they can. Everybody think they can. Ooh.
That right there has some salsa.
Yeah,
Bonzi Wells is right, Cope.
Yeah, I didn't ask Stoudemire about that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We talked about it yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about it yesterday.
What did he say?
Oh, yeah. We talked about it.
He blamed it on the coaching. He blamed it on the coaching.
blamed it on the coaching.
He blamed it on the coaching.
On the coaching?
He said the coaches ain't play the young guys. The coaches only want to play the old guys. The coaches only want to play the veterans.
Hey,
I mean, this is an ass whooping. 92-73.
Nah, we got lucky, to be honest with you. We got lucky. Them boys were young. Kobe wasn't there. Kobe came out right after that. He said, that's enough. That's enough, guys. I'll let you guys play. But they were young, too, and we played them 3 times before this game. Closed doors.
Really?
Oh, yeah?
Closed doors. Check this out. Played them 3 times, closed doors. Larry Brown, our coaching staff, asked Larry, how do you want to play? Because sometimes we play 5 quarters. So closed doors.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, coach, do whatever you want. Don't play zone. He said, don't play zone on us. Just man to man. Our coaching staff was like, okay, that's what we're gonna play.
So when y'all played this one, y'all played zone.
We played zone. we play like we ain't gonna play man to man against these guys, man.
Hell no.
So we played like a little boxing one. And we had a man in front of Timmy the whole game. Everything started with Timmy Duncan.
Bad boy.
You talked about Coach Riley coming and getting you from the playground, right?
Yeah.
Talk about your time in Miami, the culture, the identity. Every time we have someone that played on the Heat on here, we talk about it because
First, it took us a while to warm up to Los because he was in Detroit. It took us a while to warm up to Los because he was in Detroit. And if I'm not mistaken, y'all sent us home one year. Yeah. You know. You remember. You remember. I remember. He remembers. So I'm happy he was with us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I would have been so in that video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I would have been in that video. Oh, man, I loved it, man. I loved it here. I always wanted to be a part of the Heat. I mean, I went to school here. You know, I followed UD. You know, when he was in high school, I know everything about the Heat culture. It just attracted me, you know. I was coming into a situation where I had to be disciplined from A to Z, you know. But I knew it was going to make my game better. And it felt like home, you know. My off-season home was here. So, but just coming in with Spo and heard a lot of great things about Spo, just being there and seeing how he, you know, held everyone accountable regardless of who you were. I love that. I love that because that makes your team a lot better, you know. And I remember, you know, vividly how many video sessions. I don't even remember one time a Capona was going at him in Philly, and he called the timeout, and he called, you know,
D-Wade had a whip.
Yeah, he called D-Wade out, and D-Wade didn't like it. But that's what, you know, I like about Spo, you know, that the fact that he tells you how he sees it, you know. But the whole culture was amazing, man. You know, it makes you better.
That when D-Wade was like, don't call me out like that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Don't call me out like that. I remember that.
Come on, man. Yeah,
don't call me out like that.
You remember when I should say this. I mean,
yeah, you should.
Yeah, you should. D-Wade and Bron used to wear like King James stuff and Duane County and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then Atkins came and put a slip, like a pink slip.
Pink slip in their locker. They was mad.
Yeah, they was mad because, you know, the Heat, you know, they got this rule when we travel, you got to wear Heat stuff. And they were wearing King James stuff and D-Wade stuff. And we came down from practice and they both had
fine slips.
Yeah.
They were 38 hot.
Yeah. And
they were hot as a pistol.
At that same moment, I think Atkins was, you know, walking through the locker room. So I think D-Wade,
but they got into it.
Yeah,
they got into it. Like we had to seperate them. Yeah, they had to separate them. KA wasn't backing down. D-Wade wanted some smoke like that. And he make $100 million. It's a $1,000 fine slip on his, and he want to fight. He want to pop off about $1,000. I remember that. That was funny.
That was hilarious.
That's why he coaching ain't for everybody, bro. Like obviously, you know what I'm saying. Those guys were leaders on the team, and you know, even going back and forth, they obviously start wearing Heat gear after that, but. Some guys ain't with that shit, man. It don't matter. Like,
it made it packing easy for me. It was easy. You couldn't wear no money.
You was a sweatsuit guy.
Yeah, for sure.
You was a Heat sweatsuit guy.
For sure. I had no choice.
But that tells you, like, Heat culture. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who you are. Like, you got to follow suit. Especially you know, guys like them. They got to lead by example.
Yes.
It starts with them. And sometimes you don't see it. You know, you see it when you're older. You know, and I don't know how it is now, but, you know, OGs are always... They're a must on teams, you know, especially why do you think he lasted so long? You know?
Yeah, no.
He was, you know, holding the culture, you know, keeping everything afloat and making sure guys were aligned with how you want to do things and philosophy. And that's how it works, bro. I mean, and Pat has a quote that he told us one time, you know, hard work doesn't guarantee success. But you stand no chance without it.
Yep.
And it's so true. We might not win this year.
Another one of his great quotes.
We're gonna do it the right way, you know. And I bring that same mentality when it comes to national team. Now that I'm, you know, general manager for the national team of Puerto Rico, the Olympic team, and you know, I love it, man. I'm so passionate about it. You know, I'm obsessed with doing things the right way and making sure guys, you know, because we have a lot of guys that they were not born and raised in Puerto Rico, so when they come in. They gotta learn the culture. They gotta, go out and eat some rice and beans at your, local spot and meet people and talk to people and see how we work, and how the federation deals with things and, a lot, how we play, our style of play, the salsa and all that stuff, we have those guys that are coming in and not knowing all those things. So you try to teach them, little by little until they buy into everything that we're doing and we're being successful. Thank God, So
that's because we literally had Jorge Masvidal on, and he was talking about obviously how he got his chance, but now he has a gym where guys can come train, and he goes back and provides his resources and those things that he had to go through. He can help those guys through that process. So. Like, how did that come about for you? Did you always want to go back and help out, or was it a phone
absolutely.
call with somebody say, "Los, we need you. We can do this"? Like, how did that
absolutely. Work? When I was done playing, I wanted to, take a year or two, and you want to stay close to the game. That's all we know.
Yeah.
But national team gave me so much that I always wanted to go back and kind of like give back. And I think with what I'm doing now and being that guy that I can be a mentor, I can help the federation, I can see them. I can be the bridge between the players and the federation and have a better communication in how we do things and hiring the right coaching staff and just maintaining the culture is so important for me with the national team because when I was a kid, I was watching the OGs, play at the Olympics and, carry the flag and the World Cup and all those things. And that to me had an impact. So, as I sit back and, I got to understand that, I became that guy. You know what I'm saying? I became that person, that player that, accomplished all those things. So I'm the one that needs to be, leading the way for these young guys coming in the next generation. So to me, it's a moment of pride. It's an honor for me to do it. It takes a lot of time. But just having the credibility that I've earned from my years playing and all that stuff and having those guys really respect where I'm coming from with the message, it's my path, is what I need to do right now. And I appreciate it. I love it. I love the confidence that the federation has with me making decisions and just connecting guys and doing everything possible so that we can reach the Olympics like we just did and the World Cup. That was amazing. Just going back, bro. I mean, the last time that we played in the Olympics, it was 2004, and then 20 years later, it repeats itself. We made it at home. We did it, having Alvarado, Tremont Waters. I don't know if y'all know about
He's nice.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yes.
Little good can go.
Yes. I love Alvarado. He's a good dude.
Alvarado's good. Tremont Waters little.
And I see myself a lot in Alvarado because he comes to the league and doesn't really get an opportunity like he gets with us to really showcase what he can do and his talent. And then we provide that for him and other players as well. But, and then he comes to the NBA, has a different role. He gets frustrated because he doesn't get maybe more minutes. But I love seeing those stories, bro.
It's crazy that you say that because even though we played the different positions and we're so different in stature, he's one of the young guys who I kind of relate to. And through social media, you can connect with anybody nowadays.
He loves when you talk to him.
Yeah, we've talked a couple times.
OG talked to me.
I talked to him a couple times on Instagram through DM. You know what I'm saying? And we've only met a couple times in passing, but he's one of those guys who I just got so much respect for how he played the game.
Absolutely.
Every single night, bro. He leave it out there on
He's
the court.
your type of guy, yeah.
Bro, he don't save nothing. You know what I'm saying? And from afar, I admire that.
He make no excuses, bro. He goes out there and gets it. He understands that, where he's at in the NBA nowadays, you don't see a lot of those guys. You know what I'm saying? You don't see a lot of players like myself, like point guard first type players. All those guys like playing above the rim, so athletic. Like
Speaking of that, we're talking about it. Who are your favorite point guards to watch right now?
I mean, I like Kyrie.
Lil Drew.
I like Ja. I mean, I like a bunch of guys. I mean, but true point guards, pass first. I don't know. I mean, I watch a lot of guys. I don't have one specific guy. I mean, I like Brunson. I like the way, he's so shifty, man. Like his footwork is incredible.
Footwork is insane.
The fact that he can post you up and still score against bigger guards and manage his way in the lane and get his shot off, not being as athletic as the other guys is incredible. I mean, I've always liked Steph. there's a bunch of guys I like,
Give me the landscape of the East. You obviously played in Orlando, played in Miami.
Yeah.
What are you thinking of the East right now? Where things are at? Who you like in the East?
Played in Detroit.
Played in Detroit.
Yeah. Unfortunately for
Detroit right now, you ain't gonna have that
Detroit
conversation.
hasn't been the same, man. Unfortunately,
because
I know
they
the
on
fans.
their way though. I like what JB Bickerstaff doing.
JB's
over there.
good.
They on their way.
Yeah, he's setting the culture.
They're getting better. Yes,
setting the culture. You know what I'm saying? And the fans deserve better in Detroit. I feel. I don't know.
They got good fans.
Yeah.
They got great fans.
Man, Boston, man, it's tough. Boston, I think Boston, if they stay healthy, they can continue to win, and be as dominant as they've been. But as you guys know, at the end of the day is how you execute, down, in the playoffs, and you can have a great season, and at the end, one bad pass, it could,
Yeah.
there goes your season. But it's all about execution with those teams because they're so dominant at every position. And health-wise, with Porzingis, if he stays healthy, they're a different team too. Man, I would love to see the Heat, make that step this year because, we struggle with health issues and we need Jimmy. We need Jimmy at his best, bro. When Jimmy is at his best, everybody follows. It can't be Tyler Hero today, Jimmy, it got to be all of them. Kind of. Play the right way and be consistent. Bam has done everything he can, and I think he struggles at times with finding that consistency, but he's extremely solid all around, and I love his game and his passion and how committed he is to the franchise, too, and to the city. We need a point guard, man. I think we need a point. I don't know. I mean, you tell me. I mean, it's scary. Terry, he's amazing, but we need I think we need a leader in that position,
One thing I will say about Bam and the touchback on the Bam thing is people oftentimes, what I'm saying when I say people that watch basketball, the people that don't know shit about basketball, they oftentimes want to look at scoring and think that that's most of it, and they don't understand how much Bam does for our team on both ends of the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about getting other guys involved, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Bam is almost like a point forward. You say, we need a point guard, but we really initiate offense with all five guys. Any one of those guys in that starting five, we can initiate offense through.
Yeah.
So I think Spo likes to have that flexibility of initiating offense through all five guys, especially when you got a guy like Anthony Davis guarding Bam. You can have Bam initiating offense at the top of the key, and you take Anthony Davis away from that basket. That opens up backdoor cuts, layups for different guys to get to the basket. So I think they love having the opportunity to be able to initiate offense through all five guys. But, I think for Bam, just people understanding how much he means to our team when he's not scoring and what he does for our team when he's not scoring.
On both sides, too.
Both sides.
On and off the floor, too,
yeah,
man.
bro. I mean, what he does for us is it's only a couple guys in the league that can guard 1 through 5 and actually guard them and shut them down. And he's one of them.
UD, I got a question for you. What the hell's going on in Philly, bro?
Listen, it doesn't matter how good of a team or how good of a roster you have if just the leadership at the top is not at the top is not right. And we've talked time and time again on this show about habits. You know what I'm saying? And what you do behind closed doors when people aren't watching. And I tell our young guys, and I even tell my kids this: good reps turn into good days. I don't think they get many good reps out of practice out of their best player. And that's going to translate to.
Well, you think it's because of health issues, or you think it's because
I think it's partly because of health issues, but I also feel like the health issues are coming from the fact that he hasn't gotten in great shape yet. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if he was to get in great shape, then he might not have those health issues or as many health issues. I tell people this all the time. I'm a huge Joel Embiid fan. I'm just waiting for him to make that turn. You know what I'm saying? And flick that switch. You know what I'm saying? Just like I am a huge Giannis fan. You know what I'm saying? But I'm waiting for Giannis to start being able to shoot the ball a little better and add that to his game. So I'm a huge fan of these guys, but that doesn't mean that these guys, perfect. Nobody's perfect. But, for Joel Embiid, I just wish he would work on his habits. And I think his habits start with, understanding that this is a lifestyle now. You're not just playing the NBA when the season starts. You need to live this year-round, what you eat, how much rest you get. You know what I'm saying? Hitting the ground running in the morning with the weight room and just creating a consistent schedule for yourself in the way you perform. And even on those days when you're tired and you don't feel like going to shoot around, you still push through because the other guys in the locker room are watching you and they depend on you. So things like that, I feel like if he can kind of figure those things out, I feel like then his leadership will start being better, and I feel like they'll follow him a little better. But right now, I just feel like it's a lot of division with that in the leadership part of things.
There's got to be something different though. You look at that roster, like if it goes the way it's going right now, it's gonna be one of the biggest ups of all time. Like,
I mean, bro,
their roster's loaded.
Yeah, but from the beginning of the season, from the beginning of the season, your best player comes out immediately before the season even starts and says, "I'm not playing back to backs." Now, if I'm in that locker room immediately, I'm like, "What?"
But 3 games?
Once again,
what's their record?
It's mental. It's mental.
Yeah.
Once he came out and said he wasn't playing back to backs,
but
the
think about
mindset of everybody in that locker room.
Huh? 5. I get what you're saying.
Everybody in that locker room.
You remember we had this conversation, and you can chime in here. We've had this conversation about going into the season with Philly. That roster was, I mean, to me, Maxey, Paul George. I mean, obviously injuries are a big part, but you should be all better 5-15. Like Maxey, Paul George,
they all have
Joel
been out,
Embiid.
though. Maxey was out. Paul George has been out.
Martin,
Embiid has been out. None of those
Kelly
guys have
Oubre.
played.
I know, but
they haven't got any minutes consistently with those 3 guys playing together. Yeah. Now,
guess
what the thing is
I think
about
there's
this?
more to it because there's leaked stuff in the media about their like all this stuff about there's something crazy going on over there.
I think and
the locker room is divided.
Yeah, to add what you guys are saying, Philly got to find a way to play good when he's not available. And right now, I think management, understands that they're not a good team if he's not healthy. If the team were to show the management we're good enough to make the playoffs or to be at least at 500 without Embiid, they'll probably consider trading him. I think. I don't know. That's how I would think.
It's the mental part of it because even if he's not going to play, why isn't he here at shoot around?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Accountability.
Things like that.
Accountability
with the
man.
team and the other guys. Because yes, you might have more God-given talent. You might be the best player, but you know what I'm saying? To whom much is given, much is required. Like you have the job of leading, sir. If you're not playing, you still need to lead. That's because you're not playing doesn't mean that you take a day off and leading.
Absolutely.
So my last few years in the NBA was helping guys worry about the shit that they could control and not focus on the shit they can't control. And most guys in the NBA like to focus on the shit they can't control. So as soon as he don't come to shoot around, everybody like, oh, that again. And now that the mindset of the whole team has already already. You know what I'm saying? Now you're already disconnected. You got this guy with his agenda. You got this guy with his agenda. And it becomes a frustrating division in the locker room. So
they're not a good team with him on the roster or without him.
Which I'm telling you, man, it's wild though. It's something. I'm with you. There's something there.
It's
because
frustration.
There has to be because we talked about that at the beginning. Like that the way they made that roster to me, if they're healthy, would have been awesome. But clearly they're not. I don't know. I don't get it. We got a little trivia for you right now. All right. It's our New Balance segment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you key things that this person was, and you got to see if you can guess it. Okay? Mm-hmm. He was an NBA champion.
I already know this one.
He had a career-high 50 points in 2020. He represented – oh, golly, game over. He represented Canada in 2024 Paris Olympic Games.
Y'all make it any easier for him back there?
All right, next.
Who is it?
Tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir. By the way, I spent time with.
Just throw it out there for him. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, kind of made it easy, but I spent time with him when he came in as a rookie. I was in Denver.
Great kid, man.
Man, and to see his growth.
Yeah.
Like he's always been a dog and always grinded and worked. But I'm telling you right now, man, when I was to see where he's come now and what he's done, that middle ball screen with him and Joker.
I mean, people listen. People don't, I understand, he's struggling right now, but I still remember that game in the bubble, and I remember seeing him get to it, and that was some of the toughest basketball to play in the bubble. There's no crowd cheering you on. There's no fan base. Your wife ain't in the stands. Your kids ain't meeting you after the game. You just gotta get yourself. You gotta be your own motivation. You and those guys in the locker room. You guys got to get each other ready to play. That was basketball at its purest form, and the boy was getting to it.
Last year he played well.
I'm telling you, he's built. He's a grinder, bro. He's built for it. Do
you think he need a change right now? Do you think he needs a change from Denver?
I don't think so. I think it's like anything else. His they're so good together and they complement each other so well. Like him and Joker, it's
that
just
two-man game is crazy.
Oh my God! And nothing ever affects him. Like good, bad. Like that's what I loved about him.
Yeah.
Like when you know how it is. A rookie comes in, he was a top 10 pick. You know what I mean? Was that dude at Kentucky comes in, and when things don't go, like it never changed his demeanor at all. I love that about him, man. Like I just like he's gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right. And obviously he's turned into who he is.
Yeah.
He's champion and a killer.
Yeah.
No, listen, let me tell you something. That two-man game between him and Joker,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
it's unstoppable.
It's ridiculous.
It's unstoppable.
They do have some interesting stuff there, though. They got some interesting things right now because their payroll is starting to get up there too, and they're not playing great right now.
No, they're not. They're not. They got a couple. They need to add a few more pieces.
Shout out to my guys at New Balance. They are definitely making waves right now. These two-way are fire. New Balance crafted these specifically for positionless athlete. And then, of course, there's the Hezi Low for the quickest players who act on instinct. And we cannot forget the Fresh Foam BB, fresh for 4 quarters, an evolution of ultimate comfort. So head on over to newbalance.com/basketball and check them out. Who y'all like out of the West, speaking of Jamal Murray and the Nuggets?
Out of the West,
Yep.
I'm going to go OKC.
I don't know. OKC, you know,
They
OKC
listen,
to
man.
me, they don't seem serious about the game. I don't know. I could be old school. You know what I'm saying?
I'm old school too, Los.
But you gotta have a certain demeanor about the game sometimes. I don't know. Maybe I don't see it. They're
strength.
extremely talented though.
The strength is in the connection. They're a connected group of guys. You can tell they're very
Absolutely
connected.
right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're joking around, but I look past the joking all the time, and I see the connection between the guys.
So you see
Who's
the,
the
you
OG on
enjoying,
that team?
you enjoying.
Who's the OGs?
Huh?
They know OGs on that team.
Nah, they're not OGs on that team, but I'll tell you something about that team. That team, even though they're young, they play well beyond their years because you very rarely see a young team that shares the basketball the right way. They play the right way offensively, and they play the way defensively. So they're the tops in the league offensively and
so
defensively.
you see them. You see them in the finals.
Yep, I do.
OKC?
I do. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why. The guy from the Knicks, that move they made with Hartenstein.
Really?
Yes.
He's hurt, isn't he?
No, he's back. Unless he hurt his back. He blocked a shot against the Lakers the other night. He might have hurt his back.
Yeah.
But since
He might be playing better there.
man, let me tell you something. The Knicks are going to miss him in the playoffs, and OKC going to be happy to have him in the playoffs. I'm telling you, he's the kind of guy that when you look in the stat sheet, he's going to be plus 15. He's going to have 12 points, 12 rebounds,
Dirty
3
work.
blocks.
Dirty work.
Yes. He just got back. Listen, the man
numbers.
averaging 13 and
playing better
12.3. The man averaging 13 and 12.3, 4.2 assists, and 57% from the field. Chet ain't even back yet now.
Hold on, that ain't the whole season though.
No, that's this regular
Really?
season since he's been back.
How many games he
He don't
played?
even play that many minutes.
He's played 6 games.
How many minutes do he play a game? Averaging 32 minutes, and the man
Off the
averaging
bench.
13 and 12.
Off the bench.
No, he's starting now because Chet's out.
The chairs up.
But this is what he's doing in those minutes. I'm gonna tell you something. Mark my words and what I tell you.
I got Memphis. Memphis.
Wait,
You got Memphis?
SGA, cold.
He is cold.
That's a nice. Him
He
and
is
Jai
cold.
would love to see that.
He is cold.
Jalen Williams, cold.
Cold. So is Desmond Bain.
Yeah, he is. Cold. We gonna see. OKC ain't got Chet back either.
Well, why y'all don't mention the Mavs? Why?
I like the Mavs. I think we talked about it last year when we were going through this whole thing. Like the Mavs got 2 dudes that can go win. Man, listen, when I played in Miami, I learned a very, very valuable lesson. Your stars are going to win you 3 games. Your role players got to win you 1.
I can't say the Mavs. As much as I
But
love the Mavs.
I want to finish. They have 2 guys that can win you a playoff game by themselves.
I'm gonna tell you why I
And
can't.
Kyrie and Luka.
And I love Luka offensively. I love what he's able to do. I love how he's able to score from all 3 levels. I love how he's able to get in the paint, make guys better. I love how he's able to rebound with his size. But I watched Boston put him in every action last year in the finals and broke him.
Yeah.
Put him in every action in the finals and broke him. You know what I'm saying? And,
So you don't think you can get by the Thunder?
And your best player might not be your best defender, but your best player has to be a capable defender.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He has to be capable. And I watched Boston attack him over and over again until they broke him.
I don't know. I just think Luka, he needs to show his teammates that he's committed and doing other things other than scoring. If he shows that he's committed to at least, rotating the right way and doing the extra things that his team needs him to do other than scoring, I think they could be a contender. But right now, he complains too much, He's extremely talented, and he creates so many things for his team, but the fact that he doesn't defend and he's a liability, it jeopardizes your chances.
And the same thing that we talk about with Embiid. If he was to ever get in the best shape of his entire life, and maybe it prevents maybe prevents injuries, and he's maybe a more capable defender.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he hasn't taken it upon himself just yet to get in the best shape of his life.
I will say this. I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the year. We talked about him, early, a couple months ago. I got to tell you, Udoka must be an unbelievable coach.
Oh, he is. I knew that from Boston. He didn't get fired from Boston because he couldn't coach.
I know, but I'm saying he must be an unbelievable coach. That team was in the – I know they were talented and they have a talented roster. That team was in the cellar 2 years ago. They're number 2 in the West right now.
When we used to play against Boston in the playoffs, and we were in those heated games, and I always just look down into the other team's bench and their huddles. And the way he demanded the attention of everybody on that team, the way he challenged everybody on that team, another one like Spo, he holds every single person accountable, from the best player to the worst player. He was a leader of men. And now he's over there in Houston, and he's teaching younger guys how to be men, but they're buying into it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So there's no surprise to me what he's accomplishing right now.
They remind me, and I like it, they remind me a lot of Orlando in the East, them in the West, is they've done it through the draft, they've done it through development. Like, if you look at their whole roster, you look at Orlando's whole roster, it's through the draft, and they add a couple small pieces like KCP, not small pieces, good pieces.
Nobody wants to see them in a 7-game series.
No, I know. It's gonna be a freaking wrestling
Number 2
match.
defensive rated team in the league.
Who's that?
Orlando.
I know.
The second best defensive rating.
Bro.
Switch 1 through 5. Everybody got length. Everybody athletic. They'll lock your ass down.
Orlando is a perfect example to what I'm telling you guys about Philly. Orlando's playing great without what's his name?
Paolo. Yep.
But you see Paolo,
Philly ain't doing that. And tell me, Orlando has a good, solid team of role players. They're playing, they're playing smart basketball and selfish basketball. They're sharing the ball. They're playing defense.
You Paolo's agent. Does he go to practice even though he's not playing?
Oh, hell yeah.
Is he ever at the shoot-arounds when he's not playing? That kind of stuff matters.
Yeah,
you just want to see your leaders and your best guys there.
Yep.
You just want their support through the process.
For sure.
Of course.
That East is going to be interesting because there's the difference. Obviously, you look at the top 2 or 3 on there are, and even to put the Knicks in there, comparable to the whole Western Conference, and you see it go past there. All of a sudden, the teams are under 500. It's going to be interesting. That East-West is going to be interesting. What do y'all think?
I mean, I'm still looking for, obviously the Miami Heat to go on a run. They put it all together, you know what I'm saying? You look back to last year, and even though they have Bam, Jimmy, and Tyler, and even Terry, combined, those guys played a total of 10 games together last year.
That sucks, man.
So, this year, can they put it together and can it work? But then as soon as Jimmy came back, then Terry was out for a while.
Yeah.
And then when Terry came back, then Jimmy was out for a while. So they haven't quite been able to put it together. But I'm always going to believe in LaSpotra, no, baby. For sure. And the Bucks are getting it going. You got to give credit where credit due.
Execution,
one of the highest scoring duos in the league right now is Dame and Giannis. So their leaders are getting it done, and the other guys are picking up the slack. You know what I'm saying? They're getting it done.
You think the league is being unfair? Not the league, I mean fan base, everyone, the way they, speak about Doc Rivers and what he's done or what he hasn't been able to accomplish. What do you guys think? I mean, I had him in Boston when I left here, and he's great. He's similar to Spo in the sense of holding everyone accountable. But what do you guys think?
I mean, I love Doc.
So do I. I play for Doc.
I love Doc.
I play for Doc in Orlando.
Right.
That team to me has been strange for the last 2 years though.
Yeah.
And I think as good as Dame is, I think it shows you how complimentary. Like Drew Holiday was fucking really good, man. Yes. And obviously he goes to Boston, they win it, right? Yeah. So that team's been strange to me because when you look at it on paper, you're like, oh shit, these guys should roll.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not in there every day to see it, but it's fucking frustrating. I'm sure.
You got your best player making decisions, like you know what I'm saying. Obviously, I don't think Adrian Griffin should have never been fired. You know what I'm saying? You were still in the top of the East when you lost him. You still had, room to grow and to still work with him. You know what I'm saying? But he never really got that opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't think
So
I mean, franchises include their big players on decision making at times. You know what I'm saying?
You should.
I mean, you should. And you know, it makes you feel like
you get one. and you got your one with Adrian. You don't get to come back again and say you don't want him in the same damn year. You got one. You came in here, you said you wanted this move, we made this move. Now we ain't halfway through the season and you in here talking about you want another one. No. Get your ass out of here. You get one, Los, I'll give you one. You can't be back in here 2 weeks later talk about you wanted to do it again. You know what I'm saying? And what I feel about Doc
you gave him
is,
two because his brother was there for.
what I would say with Doc is, and I love Doc, but what I would say with Doc is he give these players too much credit. He give them too much credit. Back in the days, from the era where he was coaching in Boston, you knew that if you had an off day or if you just had a light walkthrough, that KG was going to still get his work. You knew Ray was still going to still get his shots. You knew Rondo was going to still get his work and his conditioning in. You knew those guys were going to do that. This generation, they're going to do that if you give them a light walkthrough. They're going to go sit in the dark and play PS5 for the rest of the day. They're not going to get their conditioning if you give them the day off. So Doc is from the school where, you know, these guys are obsessed with winning. So if we have a light walkthrough, I know they're going to get their shots. I know they're going to get their work. We have that rapport. We have that trust. This generation is not the same as that old generation mentally. Now, talent-wise, they're 10 times better than we were. But mentally, they just don't have the drive that we have. So he gives these guys credit, and I don't think these guys really are as responsible as we were with their free time. You know what I'm saying? And it's not translating the way it used to.
Los, before we let you out of here, we're gonna get to some fan questions. Okay? You pull up those fan questions for me, please,
man.
Oh, what do you think about Puerto Rico having an NBA team someday?
I mean, that'll be great, but we're so far away from that. So far away from that. It's too expensive.
Too expensive?
Way too expensive.
I got a question. How was it playing with Raja?
Roger
Bell.
I love Roger.
Raja was a dog when he got
was a dog.
Yeah.
Still a dog, but he was extremely competitive and very misunderstood too. You know, Roger, always wanted to win and compete, and but he was a great teammate. I had him at FIU with me as well.
Yes.
We played 2 years at FIU.
That's what I was talking about. When you played with him in the league too?
Yeah, we played together in Utah.
Oh, you were together in Utah. I was thinking about FIU. You were together in Utah.
Those Utah teams were the most physical basketball teams.
It was hard to win over there, right?
Oh my God! When they had Raja and Matt Harpring.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Yeah, you're right. They mucked it up so bad. It was so tough.
It was crazy. Did you almost get Carmelo Anthony to play for the team, your Puerto Rican team?
Melo went to Puerto Rico before he went to college. Back then, you could play pro and still go to school and play in the NCAA. I think he went and tried out for a team, and from what I heard, they offered him like $200 a game or something. But he was in high school though, and he declined it. I think that rubbed him the wrong way. I could be wrong. That's something you have to ask him. And then he decided to play and he went on to be one of the best USA players to ever play for USA basketball. But that would have been great. And we could still, recruit his son. That'll be great too.
Hey, look at the GM working. Look at the GM working over here.
Yeah.
Oh. Who inspired?
I need that boy.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, listen, we can see if we can make that happen, Coach.
They go to agent.
Who inspired you to have the great handles with such creativity? Your style was always unique. The salsa. Who gave you the salsa?
Who gave you the salsa? I would say the streets in PR, but Isaiah, Magic, and then when I got to the league, I was watching a lot of J. Will. A lot of J. Will, man.
J. Will, white chocolate.
He's my favorite.
Bubs.
He's my favorite.
Bubs.
He's my favorite.
Who's your Mount Rushmore of team Puerto Rican basketball players?
I mean, obviously he's Puerto Rican. Whoever's asking. I don't know, to be honest with you. There's so many great players. But I would say my GOAT is Jose Ortiz. He's a center. He played with me many years in Puerto Rico and played national team. He was in the Olympic team when we played USA in the Olympics, and he's amazing. Shout out to him. Okay. He's great.
Well, listen, before we let you go, me and UD also had a music video that we were in. Can you pull up our music video? Because I want the fans to vote. Go side by side. Put Los's video up there and our video up there. Okay, I think it's really important for people to see me and UD's creativity and our.
Who came up with this?
I mean, that was around the time everybody was doing that shit. So we just. I ain't gonna lie, the Birdman set it off though.
Yes, he did. The Birdman did set it off.
That was amazing.
Bird set it off. You really think he a bird flying through the air too? He set that shit off, boy. Hey.
I want to know.
Yo, getting pushed around in the goddamn laundry basket is crazy. With the
That's
sombrero.
me pushing it. That's me pushing
With the
it.
sombrero,
I got the
that's
sombrero
crazy.
Hey, I want to see. Okay, now, it's good.
Oh, that was
Shai Lewis
amazing.
with the
That was
Jabberwocky.
amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, people don't really know this clown. Braun is a
No,
clown.
Oh, man.
Clown. All right, so we're gonna have a vote.
Shotty with the Jabberwocky.
Yeah, we're gonna have a vote now. We're gonna have the fans vote.
Look at Shotty with the Jabberwocky.
Go ahead and throw up.
Yo,
Jay, man.
JJ Wig is
Hey,
crazy.
you know Norris played in Puerto Rico all these years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been playing. He's doing great,
Yeah.
man.
That was
Look at
crazy.
C.
That was legendary. That was a good day.
All right, so now put up Los's real quick before we go out of here, so fans can remember, and we're gonna vote whose music video was better. See, you didn't think about me and UD had a music video too.
Oh, that was nice.
Oh, you.
Los' own's better.
Yes.
Yeah, our videos ain't got them T-backs in them. Those video got them T-backs. Those video got them T-backs in them. Hey, it's BET the
boy
basement
Nicky.
music right here. It's late night, about 12:30. You cut this on.
Hey, what are they saying right
Shout
now?
out to my boy Nicky, man.
What are they saying right now?
Hey, don't worry about it.
All
Don't
right,
worry about it.
Just shake that ass, chicken, let me see what you got. Just shake that ass, chicken, let me see what you got. Got the old schools in there.
Look at my guy.
Yeah.
I had to do that, man.
Man,
Had to.
listen, brother, we appreciate you coming out here, man.
Nah, I
appreciate
appreciate
a
you
lot of
guys
fun.
having
Thank
me,
you,
man.
thank you,
Proud
thank
of
you.
y'all, man.
Thank
Love
you.
everything you're
Appreciate
doing,
it.
brother.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much, man. Thank you.
If I'm not mistaken, you said you signed a 2-year deal.
Yeah, man, with BetMGM. So I'm excited about that.
So you're going to be doing some more acting.
Yeah, man.
We're looking forward to seeing that, brother.
man.
Really?
Keep hustling, dog.
Okay.
Keep doing that, bro. For sure.
Excited, man.
We appreciate you coming on, brother, man.
Appreciate
y'all,
y'all,
man.
man.
OGs
Always
are
love,
out.
always love, always love.